Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options. FX options are a low-risk alternative to hedging currency moves in any market condition.
Trading consistently year after year. And the next thing you know, you're going to say, gee, I started in the markets back in, 40 years ago, and I've been trading successfully since. And so I think that's what the real goal is, that we're not here to hit home runs. You're here to make consistent trades day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year after year. That's what it's like. And eventually you get lucky and you hit a home run and you go with the market. Now, as we've talked about earlier in the presentation, I just wanted to remind you that the euro is quoted in terms against the U.S. dollar. And as we see that sometimes we see a tendency for bottoms in October, and in the market rallies going into the end of the year, but right after the first of the year, that's when we see that trade kind of unwind. And they adjust their books for fiscal year-end adjustments. That's the key right there, all right? So this year, and as we look at this, last year we certainly saw that market take off, and then all of a sudden, if you notice that the market really accelerated. Now, this is the Euro Index. Keep in mind, this is the Euro Index, and I wanted to show you, just compared this year to last year, what happened. Obviously, look at the handle. We're 10 handles lower, weren't we? So I think one of the things is, what can we expect out of the market? What did it do last year, and where are we right now? These are the things that I think a lot of traders probably fail to utilize. When we're looking at different options strategies, like in the presentation I just showed you, where I said, listen, you want to look at maybe the March options. When did the March options expire? Well, obviously, March options expire about the third, just on average, about the third week of the month. So if it's the end of the month you're looking for, maybe you want to go out to a further out the next month out. And so the question is, hey, do we and can we trade, because not all options trade different varying months. So we go from a March option opportunity, and with the ISE's Euro Index, yes, you can trade the April calendar date, which will give you a lot more time. For example, March expire in approximately 52 days, and April expire in 80 days. So if you're looking for an option strategy, and you're looking to take advantage of the seasonal tendency of the marketplace, maybe the March option is not the right choice. But do know that with the ISE's Euro Index, you have the availability of pricing out April options, and that's kind of important because some options don't go every month. You see they got the March, and then they got, a May, and then the March to May, there's too much time premium involved. I think it's kind of neat that a lot of the ISE's products, they're multi-month listings. That's kind of an important feature when you are trading. Now, there is another trade that we kind of look at, and this trade is the Japanese yen. In the Japanese yen, the reason I bring the yen up, because we're not trading the Chinese renminbi. We're not trading the yuan. We really look at certain markets and we say, okay, the Japanese yen's had that zero interest rate policy forever, but Japan actually does benefit from the business with China and Asia. So there's a lot of different price swings and interim moves with the Japanese yen that are very efficient, especially utilizing the ISE's index. Now, their index is kind of a funny where they came up with the name, but the symbol's YUK for yuck. It's kind of intriguing, but I think one of the things that we've seen is a lot of price swings in the Japanese yen, and I don't know if we have an audience that's really actively trading the yen, because the yen doesn't get a lot of publicity unless it sees enormous price swings, and then all of a sudden they're talking about it every hour on CNBC. The zero trade, or excuse me, the carry trade when interest rates were like darn close to zero. It was funny because, everyone was talking about the Japanese yen. I don't know if you recall this and you reflect back to last year, but everyone was making a big deal about it. Now no one talks about it. And, it's funny because the Japanese yen, if you look at the price chart, we've seen a wild swing and a nice move just this month alone, but it doesn't seem to be in the media as much, or maybe I'm pretty much not listening to the media as much. When I look at this, I'm looking at the Japanese yen as its futures counterpart and looking at this seasonal tendencies that we should start to be looking at the market bottoming out against the U.S. dollar. And so what we can look at when we go to the ISE's index, and we can say, how does this seasonality has it been playing and is it important to us in the marketplace right now? And the answer is, first off, yes. Second off, you can start to say, can I take advantage of this? And if you're looking at the futures price, you might find that you have better advantages by looking at the ISE's YUK index, the YUK. And I think that many people kind of miss out on opportunities because they're not aware of them. And that's why coming to a presentation like today, you have a better chance of seeing how you can utilize these charts that are in front of you almost any platform. Now, what you're seeing here is another software that I use. It's Trade Navigator. It's not a brokerage firm. It's just a trading software company that I utilize. And I have to be honest with you folks, if you can just understand what to extract information in one place but utilize it somewhere else, I think you'll become a more efficient trader. You know that old phrase, there's more than 10 different ways to skin a cat, and I think a lot of people kind of just don't know how to focus in on the markets. I was always taught, start with the long term, work your way to the intermediate, and then go to the short term. The more I talk and listen to people and they tell me they're more interested in turning trades over, they're more interested in short-term. People are becoming more short-term traders. I think that they miss out on the big picture, and boy, trading short-term is an awful lot of work. The rewards have really been in long-term trading. I mean, that's where you catch the majority of the trend in the marketplace. And that's where the majority of profits come from, is from following the trend. With season analysis and following the trend and sticking with trend trades, one of the greatest things about foreign currencies is, man, you don't see foreign entities or central banks switching their minds from one week to the next on interest rate changes. So there's more of a steady trending situation in the foreign currency arena, and with the seasonality history data that you have at your disposal, or at least the knowledge now that it does exist, you could start to maybe develop more of a game plan in your trading in all arenas, especially in foreign currencies. So again, just like with the Euro Index, the EUI, the YUK, Y-U-K, the ISE's Yen FX Index also trades the February, March, April expirations, and it's important to realize that.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.